Hi there, this is Mckenna Canty. I'm a senior at UMass Amherst and an intern with the New Music Alliance, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping the careers of Western New England artists who write original music. You're about to hear my interview with singer-songwriter and Western Mass native Matt Hebert. Matt has released 3 solo albums, 3 records under the name Haunt, and is the former frontman of the Ware River Club. I was wondering if you could tell me about the process of writing your song Gateway Drug, because that was what was featured on the Radio Music Hour.
Yeah, well, I wrote that a long time ago. My wife Samantha and I, since writing that song, we've moved to like 6 different cities over the last batch of years. And when I wrote that, it was the first time we were leaving Northampton, and we lived there for 18 years, and we were moving to Vancouver, British Columbia.
Wow.
So my wife, for her work, she travels a lot, and often it's for long periods of time. So she got a job for a year. So we picked up from Northampton, which, we were there for a long time, and all our friends and beloved music scene and stuff were there. And we moved to Vancouver for a year. So I wrote that song on the porch of King Street, near where 7-Eleven is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so kind of by the Calvin.
Yeah.
We live right up the street from the Calvin.
Cool.
And just wrote a song about leaving behind friends and family and life, and maybe the gateway drug is this next thing could be something that takes it to another place.
Yeah, definitely.
So try to get excited about change and move, and yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I love how it's like an ode to Northampton. I love that, definitely.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, when
mm-hmm.
when Danny came to Santa Fe to record that song,
yeah.
It was on the B list. I had it. It was like we were 4 days in, and I was like, I got this other thing that I wrote a couple of years ago, mm-hmm. and I played him just the riff in the first couple of lines, and he's like, that has to be on the record. Like, and so he was the one that was like really pushed for that one, but I had it on the chopping block. So what do I know?
Well, I'm glad it stuck. It's really cool. Yeah, and I was gonna ask, because the show for the Radio Music Hour that was featured on, it's a spotlight for Spirit House Records.
Yeah, I listened to it the other day.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. Yeah, I was wondering, what's it like when you recorded that in Santa Fe, right? And then Spirit House is back in the Northampton area. So yeah, how does that work?
Danny has been involved he's produced almost every record I've made, and I've made a lot of them. Mm-hmm. Even the ones that he didn't record, he mixed, or he had some sort of contributing factor on. And we talk regularly. I love him and Paul are family. So when I was in Santa Fe, this is my first job being the general manager of a Whole Foods market, and I was very busy. Mm-hmm. But I still always keep music in my life. I never stop writing. Danny and I are working on a record right now, so I always find a way to keep it going. Mm-hmm. But I don't have a ton of time and stuff. So I flew Danny to Santa Fe, and we rented some gear, and I have a recording studio in my house that over the years I've built up it's 1 track or 2 tracks at a time. It's a high level recording studio. So we recorded my vocal and my acoustic guitar for the whole record in Santa Fe, and then it went away with him. And we spent the first day, we just picked the right key for every song. Mm-hmm. And then we just started hammering on them, and then he went home, and then he started bringing in, Paul. He played drums on it. Mm-hmm. Paul McNamara played a whole bunch of synths. Miranda Brown came in and sang all the harmonies. The Lux Deluxe brothers came in and played bass and guitar on it. And I didn't know what I was going to get back when he started sending me tracks.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it was like a surprise. Cool.
And he took things in places that I might not have gone. So it was a very cool collaboration in that way. A couple of the things I was like, this wasn't how I heard it in my head, and I had to tell myself, don't get too attached to the original idea. Sadder Than Sad is a song on that record that was very different from how I had it in my head, but it came out beautiful. So yeah, I think that he's doing more of that now. Like he's working on a project called A-Side, B-Side, where artists are submitting stripped down tracks, and him and Paul are building them up and stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah. How did you imagine Sadder Than Sad? Like, what kind of differences was it for you?
It was a very snappy, poppy, like, I think the song that influenced it was Metal Firecracker by Lucinda Williams. So it had a very driving, like, it was like, so it pushed, and he cut the time in half, and so yeah.
Yeah, it came out good. Sorry, my dad walked down the stairs as you were talking. So
all good. My dogs are running around. This is our new reality.
Yeah, it's been interesting the past few months, definitely. And then I was wondering if you could kind of tell me how writing like your album compared to writing the music for the Ware River Club, because called Long Way Down was featured too. I'm sure you heard.
Yeah, the processes haven't changed. You know, I was probably more prolific when I was a little younger. I would put my stamp on things that maybe, in being a little older, I'm a little bit more patient with what I put down for lyrics. But the process, I mean, I always have guitars hanging up all over the house. I always have notebooks and pens everywhere. Throughout the day, if there's a line or a phrase that I like, I jot it down, and you know, so that part of it has never really changed. You know, I've had different musicians over the years. I mean, the thing with the Ware River Club, we were a band that played 150 shows a year, you know, like
crazy. Yeah.
So when we recorded a record, like we'd go into a studio and you could stick mics in front of us and count to 4, and we were very tight, you know. Where now we've never played songs together, and we're, you know, so it's not like we're not capturing lightning in a bottle of a band that is like super tight because they played a lot of shows. We're building things from scratch. So that's just our new reality, you know. It is the way it is. But,
yeah, definitely.
But Cathedral was a great experience. That was a very long experience, and you know, I think all of us, when we go back, Don't Take It Easy, our second record, was the record that we all felt we captured a band at their. Cathedral is a great record, but we spent a lot of time perfecting it, and I think we lost a little bit of that, like, Replacements rock thing. So.
Cool. Do you have any really favorite memories of performing, like, back in New England before you moved away? Like any shows or gigs that stand out to you?
So many. I mean, every year when I see all the postings on my social media of Trans Performance, I can't believe I'm not there for Trans Performance. That was such a great community event, like everybody coming together and just having a really fun time. I played bass in the Ray Mason band for a bunch of years. So I learned a lot from Ray about how to be in a band, and, you know, and he's played in every building in New England. So lots of great times with Ray. And yeah, we, you know, we had a night where we had our Cathedral CD release show at Harry's, and there was like a line down the street, and that was a great feeling after finishing that record.
Yeah, that's cool. Packed house, definitely. How does that compare to like performing? I know you've performed at like South by in Austin and places like that out west, or like south in the country kind of thing. Yeah.
I mean, the music scene's cool here. You know, during South by, the last 2 I've had a band. I have a band here. And we'll do like 4 or 5 shows, and there's just always tons of people around, and the energy of the day starts early. So South by is just a very unique feeling of like, okay, we got like 4 hours, don't drink too many beers, we gotta get all our gear and pack into the back of this thing, and you run around, and but you're just hanging out and watching music and seeing bands, and Austin is just like that. Every day of the week, post COVID, like you could go to a happy hour and get a $2 beer and watch one of the best guitar players on the planet, you know, do a 2 hour long set at 5 o'clock. And it's just everywhere, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the club scenes are, I mean, there's rock clubs and there's punk clubs and all of that is here, you know, I mean, in spades, it's all over the place. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, those are all the questions I have for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. This was great. I really enjoyed talking to you.
Great. Have a great Christmas.
You too. Yeah. Happy holidays. Take care.
Bye-bye.
You just heard an interview with singer-songwriter Matt Hebert. This is Mckenna Canty signing off for the New Music Alliance, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping the careers of Western New England artists who write original music.